I didn't really grow up in a house that I wasn't raised in a church. I knew that there was a God, and I believe that Jesus loved me because, a song told me so. But that's about the extent of it. I always wondered, how can God see me? I'm just one person out of, millions, and I'm not even that good of a person. But that all changed when I was 9 months pregnant with Gabby, and I was robbed at gunpoint at a bank that I was working at the time. The robber told me to get into the vault. At the time, we had those old school turn-dial locks, and I was obviously terrified, and I fumbled it quite a few times. And the guy was counting down from 20 before he put a bullet through my stomach. I was very nervous at the time, and he just continued to count down as I was fumbling the lock. And then I audibly heard, "No, he's not. Just calm down." And I did. I calmed down. I calmed down to get into the vault. A couple seconds later, and this wave of just peace came over me, and like the most terrifying situation I've ever been in. I was peaceful. And that was the first moment where I felt like, okay, he sees me, and I'm not just a person out of a million. I was afraid, but I didn't feel alone in that moment. So it took me a few years after that incident where I really decided to give my life to Christ. I didn't know what it looked like to give my life to Christ because I didn't have an example. I didn't grow up with a family who was connected to Christ. I didn't have the example of what I needed to do and how I needed to get there. It wasn't until actually COVID when I felt like I hit rock bottom with my hope. I felt so scared of the world. I felt scared for my children, and I didn't know where to turn. And my husband and I both were feeling the same way. So we decided to start attending church regularly, just trying to find hope and peace, and to make sense out of the chaos that we were all living through and going through at the time. And that's when we started coming to BSCC. That's when our whole lives just changed. We felt like we had more peace in the world. We felt like everything was going to be okay because we started to gain an understanding of who Jesus was, and that he loves us and he's going to take care of us through everything. So I still do get a little depressed and anxious at times, but the difference now is I have hope that I never had before. I know whatever happens is going to be God's will, and he's going to be there for us every step of the way. The world has not changed, but I've changed. My heart has changed because of Christ. He now lives within me, and I'm so grateful that God has continued to chase after me. Even when I was so deep in my sin, even the times that I was running away from him as fast as I could, he still continued to love me and chase after me. And I'm so in awe of that, and I'm so grateful.